think this is our research from 2017. So we surveyed about 215 gypsies, Roma and travelers. And this figure says that 77% of the respondents say that they had not sought legal help when they had been discriminated against. And the reason being, it's not going to help, it's going to make things worse, and etc., etc. And because of this, we did FOIs and asked all the police forces in the UK, which is, how many is there? There's 43. 9 of them actually records ethnicity of gypsy or traveler. So they're not even seen as victims. So we are trying to lobby this to change, but it hasn't changed yet. So for travelers and gypsies, they see there's no point. The police is not a friend. So, and we are campaigning for it constantly. So that I wasn't going to say this, but yeah, I just felt I needed to. So lately we are basically campaigning in a policy organization. So we don't do that much. We are not third party reporting center. But we do awareness raising and lobbying politicians. And the last thing we did was we did an education, 3-year project of education. We did casework and wrote a good practice guide. And of that casework, quite a lot of percentage was casework of racist bullying at schools. And not only by students, but also by teachers. So I just, on Friday before I went home for the weekend, I just quickly printed one, and I want to read you a case study that is in the book. Unfortunately, I don't have copies because we don't have resources to print enough. But you can go online on our website and download it for free. But yeah, the case study is the mother of a year 8 Irish traveller boy contacted Traveller Movement as her son had been in and out of school because of bullying and racist name calling. Once he had been strangled with a school tie, he had frequently retaliated for that. School had compared being called pikey with being teased for ginger hair. Son was vomiting in the mornings and spent most of school days in the medical room for anxiety. School attendance officer said to mother, "I think you're doing the right thing homeschooling." Mother had never even mentioned homeschooling because she can't read or write. Traveller Movement, we phoned the school and informed them that son will be absent until racism is sorted out and the school is safe. We accompanied the mother to meetings with school, and the school stated that all name-calling incidents have been recorded and racism as racism, but did not have any records to prove it to us. The school moved the boy into a new class and designed part-time timetable that avoids lunchtime, as that is when conflicts occur. New timetable would be reviewed, and if the boy is comfortable, increase in the following term. The mother was happy with the outcome. Then 1 year later, the mother contacted us again. Her son was still being bullied and was suffering from anxiety. He was still attending school with a part-time timetable. In the latest incident, the boy had retaliated and punched another child after they had punched him. The school placed the boy in isolation in order to protect him. The mother had meeting with schools and we were helping in the background. She decided and school agreed that the boy will continue on a part-time timetable, even though we tried to tell the mother that this will really affect the boy's education, because he's been there on part-time for a year already. Then 1 month later, the mother contacted us again. She had taken her son out of school because of bullying. She was scared of her son's safety. She is now considering home educating, although she couldn't afford home tutoring and was illiterate. She had meetings with teachers with Traveller Movement's help. The boy went back to school a week later. The school agreed with the mother to keep him on a part-time timetable to avoid the boys who threatened him. Then, 2 months later, the mother contacted us again. Her son had been in and out of school. The boy was now on his final warning and would be permanently excluded next time he was involved in an incident. Then, on the grounds that the school had for years ignored the safety of the boy and the racism against him, we contacted the solicitor who works with us and who agreed to take the case. We helped the mother to get legal aid, and this case is still ongoing. So that's just that's the level of kind of even starting from the school age. So that is, if anyone is interested, is downloadable online. Then for the following, the National Hate Crime Awareness Week, we are working together with René Cassin Jewish organization. And we are launching a hate speech campaign. It's in the parliament on Monday the 14th of October. And we call it the Cut It Out. And this is a campaign aimed for politicians and media who still spread kind of hateful things against gypsies and travelers. And we want to challenge them, kind of try to them to check their privilege and what they say have consequences. And I finish with, this is our newest case that we did about this hate speech from politicians. So on the 25th of April in 2019, so a few months back, Mr. Beresford, who is an MP for the Conservative Party, said the following thing at the Houses of Parliament. Said, quote, however, this is an opportunity to raise a vexing issue that has plagued my constitution, I can't pronounce the word, thank you, and Surrey as a whole. We are now in what we call the summer traveller season. It is like a disease. It is attractive to travellers from afar, and many of those come with a distinct Irish accent. We have two distinct different types of traveller problem. We complained to the Conservative Party, took a few months, and then we got a reply from them, from the investigating officer from the Tory Party. It says, I dismiss your complaint pursuant to Part 2, Stage 1 of the Code of Conduct, as the comments were made while carrying out the role of elected member of Parliament. As you know, these statements were made in the House of Commons. The Code of Conduct states, in no way should anything in this code interfere with an elected representative carrying out his or her duties and exercising his or her judgment in relation to his or her work. That should not be seen as endorsement of the way in which a representative does exercise his or her judgment, only as a statement of the limitations of the code. And we get these cases monthly from politicians and in and outside Parliament and media. So that's why we think this is a good time for our campaign. So that's it. Thanks.